a massive housing deficit in Africa is providing great opportunities to discerning entrepreneurs on the continent. Demand for real estate is also supported by the drive of many countries to become preferred tourist destinations. One company leading the way in West Africa's real estate sector is TAF Homes, the first and leading private estate developer in the Gambia. The visionary leader steering the company is CEO Mustafa Njayi.
We started locally in the Gambia by doing construction, doing conventional construction, bidding for jobs, for international funded projects, and also for private businesses. Then we also got involved in building material supplies. We imported building materials and sold to the market. Then we also got involved in the tourism sector by building a hotel and serviced apartments. And finally into real estate, where we first started in smaller units, of less than 10 to test the market, mainly targeting diasporans because it is quite common that diasporans, meaning Africans who are living in diaspora, one of their major needs are housing. We targeted diasporans by creating this window for them where they would buy readily built houses. So we did this in the Gambia for over 10 years, between 1990 and 2000, where we've registered a success, big success. And then we tried expanding into the sub-region, first by going into Senegal. Then we tried, doing something in Mali, and now we are in Nigeria.
Bringing affordable and quality homes to Africans is a key objective of this construction company. Since its formation in the Gambia in 1990, TAF Homes has recorded steady growth, expanding into Senegal, Mali, and more recently, Nigeria, where through a public-private partnership agreement with the Reef State government, it intends to build 900 housing units in its Gulf Estate projects. The joint venture project, located on a 40-hectare land area, has led to the creation of a subsidiary company called Reef Taff.
TAF Gambia came to us recommended from the World Bank through the Infrastructure Construction Regulatory Commission, ICRC in Abuja. ICRC had sent me TAF Gambia's profile and asked if I was interested in meeting with a developer whose projects they had seen in Senegal and Mali and in the Gambia. And the developer did huge estates, housing projects.
It came about from a World Bank official who recommended us to the River State government. The River State government is building, there's a project called the Greater Port Harcourt. And that's where they intend us to get involved. So this was about 3 years ago. Then we were invited, we went in, officials of the River State government came into the Gambia, looked at our works. And 2 years ago, we signed an MOU. Last year, we signed a joint venture agreement. And from then, we've started, and construction is ongoing.
The feasibility studies show a huge housing deficit in Nigeria. So it wasn't about the market was overripe.
Construction contributes significantly to the African GDP because it's one of the major sectors that can create wealth. When you do businesses like this, it's always good to take it into phases rather than doing all at the same time. So the first phase comprises of 62 townhouses, 32 villas or standalones, and about 200 apartments or flats. This should be finished, delivered by June this year. So in the next 4 or 5 months, you will have probably about 200 families living there. Then the second phase is made of another 26 blocks of apartments. Every block, has 16 flats. So in total, the whole project has about 608 flats. So over 408 was the second phase. Then the third phase is the golf course. It has a 6-hole golf course and about 135 luxury villas, big villas within the golf course, and the other amenities, which is the shopping center. We have a shopping center. We have 2 clubhouses. We have a jogging track. We have swimming pools, all the other amenities. And we are planning that before July next year, all the 3 phases should be ready and habitable.
A unique element of the Reef Taff project is the almost exclusive use of African contractors to produce world-class results. This is a factor deeply rooted in the Taff Homes corporate culture. The company places a high priority on capacity building in its African workforce, but that's not all. Mustafa Njayi is also taking an unusual approach to recruiting by employing a largely female workforce in administrative positions.
I could say I'm a bit gender biased towards the female folks, and this is all based on experience. My staff within management are mainly female, and the simple reason that I found them to be very efficient and trustworthy. For that reason, the majority, almost 90-something% of my staff, at the management level, are the female folks. And we've repeated the same thing in Nigeria. Actually, in Nigeria, my office staff, it's 100% being manned by ladies. And the joke in my office is that, they've turned me over to be a lady. So I support a lot the female folk in my management structure. The comprehensive list for the second phase? Yes, is it on Dropbox? Actually, I've been pleasantly surprised in Nigeria. I'll focus a lot on my Nigerian business now because it's the biggest that we are doing. When I went in some 3 years ago, my plans were to bring in labor force, the skills, to bring in the skills into Nigeria. But I was pleasantly surprised with the capacity that exists in Nigeria. Today we have close to 20-something contractors who are all Nigerians. Given the size of our project, which is big at every level, it is being done 100% by Nigerians. So as far as labor is concerned and capacity, we didn't have any challenge at all.
For this project, which is Reef Taff Golf Estate, we are to pump 500,000 cubic meters of sand minimum, which we're doing right now. We're just on the 4th milestone. Each of the milestones is 50,000 cubic meters of sand.
Basically, River State is in the Delta. That suggests that fine, basically our ground here is swampy. So fine, the soil survey was carried out. We had to rely on the soil report, the soil investigation to do our design. The terrain is a very difficult one because it's completely marshy. You need to do a lot of ground preparation before you can bring in your resource.
We have 2 phases. Basically, phase 1, which contains 62 number of townhouses. They are terrace houses, 4 bedroom all each. Then we have the villa houses comprises of both 4 and 5 bedroom villa houses. We have 31 number of them. The stand-alone houses are the villa houses, which I said. They are 31 in number, 4 bedroom houses and 5 bedroom villa houses. Whereas here we have the 62 units of 4 bedroom terrace houses.
Everything put together, we'll be able to finish the 10th milestone by June this year. And after that, we demobilize from site. Then the company, the subcontractor that is in charge of landscaping will come and do theirs.
What we have there, we have local contractors. Initially, we had thought we would get contractors from China, subcontractors from China. 1 or 2 came from Spain, and they wanted to bid as subcontractors on the job. But then you have a master developer who says, you know what, I'm African. I'm African. Because I'm African, I see skills here in Nigeria. I see them in Rivers State. I see Rivers people. All I just need to do is spend some time and build up the quality of their work.
Work on the $160 million project began in March, and today, over 30% of the work has been completed. This comprises 608 2- and 3-bedroom apartments, 62 town and terraced houses, 130 luxury 4- and 5-bedroom rooms, and 31 villas set across a golf course on the appropriately tagged Reef Taff Golf Estate.
The SPV is Reef Taff Nigeria Limited, 80% owned by TAF Nigeria Limited, 20% owned by River State government. The project is being implemented in River State government through the Ministry of Lands and Survey.
They are responsible for providing the land, which is a 40-hectare land in Transamadi in Port Harcourt. And then everything else is being done by TAF Nigeria Home. That's my business. We source the finance, we build the houses, we provide all the facilities.
Government must always provide an incentive to encourage private sector participation. You must do that. So in the case of River State government, we did give them an incentive. We said build on the middle and lower strata, 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom apartments for our public officers who we feel that when they retire from office, or even some of them right now, will not be able to afford housing. So we felt, okay, if we can take some of that and give it to them, and then between them and the mortgage company, they'll provide the financing.
Africa's rapid economic growth and expanding middle class is supporting innovative investments in various sectors. Taff Homes is one of the many interesting companies led by entrepreneurs determined to not only make money, but to make a significant contribution to the development of the continent with the slogan, quality and affordable homes in Africa.
As far as construction is concerned and business, we would want to see cities developed, not pockets of development under 1,000 units. I think to be significant in this industry, we need to look at tens of thousands of housing. And also bringing on board the informal sector, the SMMEs, the small, medium, and micro enterprises, getting them involved in this construction. And my style of development is mainly to outsource most of my construction. We operate mainly on project management basis, and then get these people to build capacity by providing, equipment to them, helping them, develop themselves so that they can expand and probably get to a level that we are now. We've set up our foundation where we want to help macro enterprises, develop within this sector. And within the next 3 years, actually, locally, we want to have probably about 1,000 small enterprises like this. And this will be repeated in Nigeria and any country that we are. I think in the next 10 years, the real estate sector should provide an opportunity for the masses to easily afford houses. I mean, we should be able to buy houses like the way you buy hot bread. I mean, it's a basic human need, and it creates wealth. It eradicates poverty. So therefore, by involving as many people as possible, helps develop this continent as much as possible.